So my students, welcome to SOLVEY process. Welcome to SOLVEY process. And in SOLVEY process, you need to know the raw materials. The raw materials are ammonia. We have calcium carbonate, which is known as the limestone. We have the brine, which is also known as sodium chloride. These are the major raw materials for SOLVEY process. We have coke, it's another raw material. So once you know the raw materials, you need to know that this process is considered to be one of the most economical process. And why am I saying it is one of the economical process? It is because most of the products which are formed here are recycled and reused within the system. It is also advised that whenever this factory is being set up, it will be done within the river, because within the river, the process is very exothermic. There's production of a lot of heat. So in the process to reduce a lot of heat, the system should be cooled. And are we supposed to cool it? By actually creating the process within the sources of water. So now that you've known the raw materials, how are these raw materials introduced into the system? We have the first material, which is called the brine. The brine is one of the material. It is introduced at the top here or anywhere where the system begins. It doesn't mean that it is going to look like this one exactly. It depends on how things are going to be introduced. On the other side, we have ammonia. Ammonia comes in. So ammonia can come from this other side. It can come on bottom. It can come on the side, anywhere. So whenever they actually combine at the first absorption tower, they form something called ammonical brine. Form ammonical brine. Then from this, we will have ammonical brine. You need to know this, that this is the first step, which is called the first absorption tower. It's called first absorption tower. So after here, the this process continues. We will have the products coming. We will have other products coming in after the first absorption tower. We will have carbon dioxide and water being brought in. And you need to know that from the ammonical brine, which was formed in the first absorption tower, whenever it combines with water and carbon dioxide, there will be formation of two products. That is sodium chloride, and um, there will be formation of sodium chloride. Sorry, not the sodium chloride. There will be formation of ammonium chloride, and sodium hydrogen carbonate. But remember, they are still in combination. They are combined together. How are we going to do the separation? How are we going to separate this? You need to know one of the products here is soluble, another one is insoluble. So we will subject to another process known as filtration. We will now subject this one to filtration process. So filtration process, remember, sodium chloride is soluble, sodium hydrogen carbonate remains to be insoluble. So it will, the sodium hydrogen carbonate will remain as a residue. So, and it is taken into this chamber. So sodium hydrogen carbonate becomes our residue, and it is taken into another process. Then the filtrate now is ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride is taken to this other side. Remember, it has gone through the filters. So it is removed and taken to the other chamber, or anywhere. It can be opposite of that one. I have told you it is not supposed to look like that. You should not conclude your mind that the system should look like this one of mine. It can be reversed. So you need to know that one. And then from here, we will have the major source of carbon dioxide down here, which is the limestone. Limestone is the major source of carbon dioxide or calcium carbonate, and also we have coke. So coke is carbon. So these are the two major sources of carbon dioxide in this system, in the entire system. So what is it going to happen here? this is the carbonator. Is it, sorry, so what is going to happen here is that carbonator, I think, is here. So whatever is going to take place here is that this calcium, this is the kiln. Carbonator is up here where carbon dioxide is added into the system. This is where we call carbonator. So at the kiln, calcium carbonate is heated. And if it is heated, it is going to give us calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Coke carbon, another we have two equations taking place here. Calcium carbonate is heated to give us carbon dioxide, calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Then coke is heated again in the presence of oxygen. Remember this one is heated. Coke is heated in the presence of oxygen to give us carbon dioxide. Then you know how to balance the equation. Make sure the equation is well balanced. Balance the equation the way it is required. Make sure the number of oxygens and the number of carbon is there, and then you don't forget to indicate the state symbols. So this one is solid, this one is gas, this one is gas. Then from there, you need to know that the product which has been formed here, calcium oxide, is supposed to be taken into the system, is supposed to be recycled back and reused in the process. So we have calcium oxide being brought here, and here we have the slaker. We have the slaker here. So the slaker is this chamber. Water is being brought in, and when water reacts with calcium oxide, it forms a product which is called calcium oxide reacting with water. It forms a product which is called calcium hydroxide. Remember, calcium is in valency 2, hydroxide is a radical, and it is in valency 1. So you exchange the valencies. Make sure you exchange the valencies and make sure you balance the question where possible. This is solid, this is liquid, this is aqueous. Now, once calcium hydroxide has been formed, it is now taken, this calcium hydroxide which has been formed here is taken into the ammonia generator, and this calcium hydroxide which was formed here, sorry, the calcium hydroxide which was formed here will react with ammonium chloride to form ammonia with ammonia gas plus water plus sodium chloride, and this sodium chloride is the only byproduct which is actually excluded or removed from the system. The sodium chloride in aqueous, ammonia is gas, and water is liquid. Make sure you know how to balance. Make sure you balance. So this is the question. Calcium hydroxide reacting with ammonium chloride to give us ammonia plus water plus sodium chloride. Make sure you know how to balance that one. So after that one, then we'll have our ammonia being produced here. It is taken, it is actually reintroduced in the first absorption tower. That is the ammonia we were talking about, and the entire process becomes complete. So that is how the process is done, and that is how the products here are recycled and reused within the system. So this is one of the most economical process. Most of the products formed within the system are recycled and reused within the system. So that is how the Solvay process operates. It's a very simple process. Make sure you know the raw materials, you know where the raw materials are introduced, and you make sure you know how to balance to write the equation and balance every equation. I think those are what you are supposed to know. Otherwise, I wish you a very nice day. Thank you, and God bless you.